What's the word, UGTV? I already know what it is. It's your boy, Thought Boy Zello, a.k.a. SMG Zello, the Talk A Lot artist. And I have my beautiful co-host here with me today. Y'all already know.
Y'all already know who it is. It's Puerto Rican Creative. You create, I design. And we got some special guests with us today.
Very special guests, man. Y'all should be ready, man. Nice to introduce Ben Funkman and Unc Bruce, man. How y'all doing today, man?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's up, Chicago? You know what it is. Chi-Town, born winners. We rising, man. We rising. Funkman in the house. Unity and T, period.
So, man, for those who don't even know who y'all are and to know, like, where y'all came from, what y'all started from, man, y'all just pioneers in this industry, man. Can y'all let them know a little bit of y'all background and just, like, get them informed on who you are?
And who you've worked with and what you do. Because come on now, y'all got some credibility.
I just hope you all can read this, what it says. It says, product of Chicago.
Amen.
Not born in Chicago, but raised in Chicago, gifted to understand Chicago music, period. And trained to be one of the hardest producers in Chicago, period. So, Chicago, we live, we music. And we just deal nothing but Chicago's music industry, the conversation thereof, the narrative thereof. Our goal, really, Bruce and I, my partners at Unity, our goal is to make Chicago the hardest entertainment city, music center in the world.
Amen.
And we in Stapleton, we accomplished it. So let's go.
So how long you been working in Chicago? Like how long since you proud of? Because I'm proud of my city too, man.
You're trying to put my age on blast.
No, not at all. Hold on
it's
a
okay.
second.
I love that. I love that because I don't look my age, but he's trying to put me on.
Aries never look our age.
Let's talk about what he just said. Okay, for me, I was born in Ghana. You all know Ghana, right?
Well, definitely.
Salute, respect to Ghana. And I came to America when I was just out of high school to go to college on a soccer scholarship, which we call football scholarship. Unfortunately, God did me a detour, so I was injured in Africa on the plane. My shoulder was off the socket. So when I arrived in Chicago, I couldn't take the scholarship. I couldn't go to school. And my parents warned me the only last thing I had to do is to turn to music. My parents said it would kill me if I turned to music. But I don't know. God just took me into music. I went to some parties. I met some superstars. And I was just joking like, I want to be like you. Blah, blah, blah. So they invited me to the studios. And it was 500 North Michigan on the 10th floor. So next day I went there waiting for them. They came there. Are you serious? I said, yeah, I want to be like you. That was how my journey started. The guy's name was Jerry Butler, Iceman. Iceman was the guy who invited me into this industry. And God just pushed me along. And then Iceman taught me a lot. He introduced me to a lot of people, then sent me to New York, LA. And in LA, that's when my whole production career started. I spent some time with some of the dopest people in LA, in studios, Solar Records. At that time, Solar Records had what do you call them, Lakeside, Shalamar. No, my journey was really God-driven, okay? I wouldn't like, God just sent me to places where I met great people who were in the industry and they embraced me. When you see how I talk, right? I got accent.
That's that Aries passion, though.
That
like,
accent.
speaking out of him with his accent, though. Like, come
bro,
on now.
Man, I'm telling you guys, man, when you're a good person at heart and God takes you in a journey, you meet great people. And the great people embrace you. So I was really trained very well. Like I was trained to be a dope producer, and I looked up to Quincy Jones. So I wanted to be the next African Quincy Jones or the next biggest Quincy Jones. So I had the privilege to study everything that he was doing with Michael. I studied the whole book, the whole knowledge of Quincy. And then, I came back to Chicago, and then one of my friends in the industry introduced me to Earth, Wind & Fire. And, I work with the drummer, Earth, Wind & Fire, and their brother, Ron White, at Pulse Run. Like, I was gifted. And I spent like 20 years at CRC. And you all know CRC is the best recording studio in Chicago. Like, I was living there. I was assuming everything. Before Akele came, I was there. So I was blessed to be in a position where I was mentored by God. I'll say God because people just invited me and I went. Because God just gave me opportunities and he just made me
you
become
just
what I
took
am.
them.
I just took them.
Most
So
definitely. I don't be wanting to put the age out there, nothing like that. But my thing about it was I like to get out to all my young viewers and stuff like that. That you don't just wake up and do this. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's
true.
That's my thing about
It's
it.
a process.
It's a
Yeah.
process, and
Yeah.
what like it takes like determination, and what determination like did it take you to like deal with some of the things you had to deal with to get to where you at?
I was submissive to God. That's it.
You had trust in him.
Because I didn't have a choice, like being here, like the way, Wally called me. Everything was like, I didn't plan this. Like, I didn't plan this. I was in Nashville, Tennessee with family, enjoying my life in Nashville, okay? And it's like Wednesday. I'm like, Wednesday? I'm in Nashville. Okay, I'll be there, So everything, when you put your trust, I don't even want to use when you put your trust in God, because I didn't have a choice. God found favor with me and drew me to himself and made me believe the journey. So I didn't have a choice to put trust. I didn't even have time to put trust. Everything came and I accepted because my mother prayed for me and my father prayed for me. I knew they had grown up. My father was the only person in the world that had a church in his house. From Monday to Saturday, 5:30 in the morning, there was a church in my house. So I was gifted with that, and all my journey is being just trusting by faith. Something good is gonna happen. Something great is gonna happen. And that's why I see the young people like, first of all, my children, I teach them, get a lot of God in you and then become very, very super rich. First, because you become kind and you become good when you have a lot of God in you and you do the right things with your wealth. You do the right things with building other people up. You do the right thing by passing positivity into people.
You push that energy
yes.
that God wants in the world, and
Yes.
you receive the energy back in return as reward.
Now, we was talking about
beautiful.
that earlier. That's very important. That was another thing we was talking about earlier. Identifying the positivity and turn it into something. Like, how does that work? How did you learn how to identify the positive in someone and turn it into like
And know that it's
a
real.
monument of gold? Like, how did you do that?
Me in person, like when I was in high school, I was a rock star, Everybody wants to come to me to tell them how to do things, I was famous growing up in high school. I was a rock star. And for me, it was just the fact that good things come from you and people can absorb the energy. So I like to see people win. I like to see me win. I don't like to be lose. I don't
That's
support
that
the losing
Aries.
teams.
That's
I do not
definitely
like
that
supporting
Aries.
losing people. I don't come to lose. If
We
you-
never come to lose. We come to show up and show out.
That's
Come
it.
on now.
When Michael Jordan was winning the Bulls, I watched every game, every play. And it taught me a whole lot about how to be like that, how to win. So when you're winning, I'm right there with you.
And
When
what
you're
is
losing,
some advice? What is some advice that you can give to like people who aspire to do what you do?
Man, read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. That's the best advice.
Hey, a lot of people don't like to hear that. But what's crazy is I understand that, and I've been dibbling and dabbling a little bit, and I've been getting into my word a little bit. But people, it ain't for believers. You see what I'm saying? So
You don't
it's
have to be
only
a
for
believer. You
believers.
just have to know. Look, there's life. You didn't choose to be born.
Most definitely, I feel you.
And you're not choosing to live. And you ain't gonna choose to die. Unless you think you took a gun, you shoot yourself. You didn't make that decision. It was your time to go. Because some people have done it and they lived.
So what are some of the biggest, like, what are some of the big names? I didn't heard like so many, but I want the viewers to hear, like, what are some of the big names that you helped lift off the ground, like
That you've helped create and
The-
you've helped like mold and
The
try
one
to
group that
pressure
we
in.
really spent our time to really start to make our case with was a girls group from St. Louis called Unladylike. And we brought them from St. Louis and we just wanted to change the narrative in Chicago. And God said, you got to do it through females. You can't do it through males. And at that time, this was like 2008, something like 2000s. There wasn't girl rappers out there. All the levels have dropped all the girl rappers. So God said, no, you got to do a girl rapper, but it got to be a group because Salt and Pepper have been out for a while. Nobody doing a group, girls group.
right?
So we did a girls group thing. Man, I said in 6 months we took them to BET. They blew up. St. Louis was calling my name. We went to St. Louis. They loved us like crazy. But Chicago was our town. So GCI, Pan, and everybody was messing with these artists. They blew up. Man, they blew up so fast. Def Jam, we sent them to a show in New York, and Def Jam saw them, and they tried to talk to them and ask them where they were from. They said, I'm producing houses from Chicago. And I said, you made a mistake because I know I lived in New York for 2 years and LA for 1 year. If you are a producer and you go claiming Chicago there, they want to buy you to work there and forget about Chicago. So every time you move out, forget about Chicago, man. We have the industry to support you. We have the but you are the talent. And me being a smart guy, I'm like, why you want me? You don't want my city, and my city is what made me.
Wow.
So I asked the labels. I said, you want me, but you don't want my city, and then my city is what made me. No, we can't stop business. I get up and walk out.
Man, that's a different type of love for your city,
man.
Oh
man, that's that pride right there.
For Chicago, man, because that's crazy to hold your city on your back.
Chi-Town,
like
you already know there's someone representing you hard out here.
That is crazy, man. So, man, dealing with all these different people and these contracts and learning the industry, what was the most important thing that you would teach the young ones out here that's dealing with these, these big businesses and they know these big words and try to get over on these people? How do you, what's the best advice you got for them?
For me, I think loyalty is number one.
Lawyers.
Amen.
Lawyers.
Loyalty is number one because, you can't do it by yourself. And if you think you can do it by yourself, go ask Prince. They said he didn't do it by himself. Loyalty is number one. So you have to first know in your heart that you're loyal to yourself. So you can be loyal to others who are loyal to you.
You have to believe in yourself
because you have to know. God said, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. You cannot love your neighbor until you love thyself first to God unto neighbor. So if you say you want loyalty from somebody, where is your loyalty to them also? Facts. So first is loyalty, because loyalty can make you or break you. But because I'm loyal to Chicago, everybody in Chicago is loyal to me. I haven't had one person just gone crazy on me, okay? Because I don't come like that. I don't roll like that.
So taking this group that you took, because that was very important too, because it's rare that you see you be able to take a group of young males and turn them into superstars, or you see what I'm saying, great businessmen, not just superstars, great businessmen along the way to feed their families. How was you able to to see that in all of them at once, to be able to
the way God has made me, I don't go for talent. Because everybody got a talent. God is gifted everybody with some kind of talent. So I know that. So don't come and tell me that I'm talented. No, you're not going to win with me. We have to start from zero to develop what God has gifted you that is talent. We have to find it and build on it and make it
that's big,
powerful. Because once you do that, nobody can turn you down. This is music business, okay? Music, every soul that come from Africa, you Puerto Rican, whatever, you come from Africa, that is in your spirit. You came with it from God to make yourself dance and make people dance. The drums keep beating. Everywhere you go, the drums are beating. The drums call us to do action. So, because it's music and you rooted in it, you should do exploits with it. If you have loyalty and you have a good team, everybody's loyal, you win.
Most definitely.
Amen.
If the team loyal, you win. Can't nobody fall. We all a temple, man. We all gotta, have that one person that, hold us up to be there, to, keep everybody else in line, man. And that's big on you was the one to put all the pieces together, man. Man, that's another thing. Being able to, see a puzzle and break down where you come from and where you came from. That's another thing. Where you came, where did you come from exactly? You
Ghana.
came from Ghana, exactly, right?
I came from Ghana.
And straight to Chicago.
Straight to the south side of Chi-Town.
How does that incorporate into your music today? Does that have a lot to do with how your music runs today?
I don't know, because I wasn't into music. Remember, everything in music, it was imparted to me in Chicago and through my, learning in New York and LA and understanding the whole global work of how music is. So for me, it's hard for me to really explain that dimension, because when I get into that situation where I see somebody already through conversation, I can know where you're at. I just saw your video one time, right? Zell, I just saw your video one time. And I took you right to the mountaintop. What you can be.
Most definitely.
How many people have done that to you?
Nah, not that.
There you go.
Do that.
That's the difference because
Hey, that's
So you're a
different right there.
manager.
That is energy.
Are you
right
a
More
there,
than
man.
that.
I ain't gonna cut to you.
What would you categorize yourself as for people that don't know what you do or how you do it? What would you categorize yourself as?
artist development.
Development.
And I think I have that gift more than major labels have.
How do you
their
develop
body.
artists? How does your creativity incorporate into how you develop your artists that entrust themselves and their career to you?
That's why I said that, talent doesn't mean anything to me.
Most
We
definitely.
start from zero
Right.
and we learn and we build up and we grow.
Most
But we have a target, a mission and vision.
You have
Okay.
a goal.
We have a goal.
Most
We have what?
definitely.
So
Okay.
it's that bond that you create from ground zero.
You learn how to
With the
become. I
artist.
told him, look, I'm gonna make you bigger than. I'm not gonna mention it, but I told you that.
Yeah.
Now
he definitely
we know who
did.
he is, and we
Most
know
definitely.
what level he is at, right?
Right.
So if you say
Absolutely.
bigger than this, we gonna study him and match his energy and go beyond it.
Most definitely.
So that's
Man.
how you do stuff. This artist I'm working with now, and I told him my vision, and I got to say this because it pertains to what you say. I grew up in Chicago, and I know Chicago music. From the late 70s up to today, I've been involved in the Chicago music scene. I know Chicago music. I've been in the salsa side. I've been in the reggae side. People think I'm just hip hop. I've been in the African side. I've been
everywhere. You
Chicago
OG in
music.
this. You OG
Even
in
the
this.
Indian music. I done some work with some Indian stars. I've been in Chicago music. Okay.
You too?
Man, but what's the crazy thing is, this is what I want to get into too, because all these interviews go so fast without being able to get into the real foundation. Man, y'all sound that y'all came up with, I want to hear more about that. The people need to hear more about that. That the sound that you are
Yeah.
basically, owning. Man, how did you come up with that?
Okay.
It's your unique sound. How did you find your unique sound?
I've said it then because I've been involved in Chicago music from decades back and stuff. I know what is taken in Chicago. But I'm more proud of the ones who are doing it from Chicago outside than those from outside claiming they're doing it in Chicago. So because for us, it's all about in and out. So I studied because of the drill movement thing. God pulled me out. 10 years I've been studying where it's gonna go. But within the 10 years, I'm thinking, wait a minute. Then I had a guy called Juice WRLD. But
Shout
the
out
moment-
Juice,
But I heard his
R.I.P.
music. I knew
Juice,
his
man.
music.
the baby goat.
Rest in peace, Juice. Look,
Rest in peace, Juice.
R.I.P.
I heard
man,
the
to
guy's
goat.
music before I could know exactly that he was identified with Chicago. And he blew me out. I said, he's from Chicago? Let me go. I started researching the kid. And wow. So he was making this music and he's from Chicago? And nobody attached him to Chicago for real.
Yeah, no.
So I decided, God told me, your mission is to build upon what he built and put a name of Chicago on that sound.
Y'all thought Juice's sound was dead.
Gone,
You
and
are
it is
wrong.
back
We
on
are bringing
road.
it back. He is bringing it back to Chicago. Absolutely,
that
out
is
to the
That's why
world.
we end with it. And we're making it so Chicago. And we call it Shy 4, the number 4, real
Shy
music.
for real
Shy
music.
for real music. From
Shout
drill
out y'all,
to
man.
Shy for real music. So everybody in Chicago.
That
who
really
is
just
So
touched.
it's from drill to R&B to hop to reggae. So it's all of
It
just
can
the
be
Chicago
house, but it
sound.
can be the real Chicago house music. We're doing Chicago music. So, but the fact of Jews being the most successful in my book, artists from Chicago and out.
It was the way it was the
It's such a short
positivity
time,
behind
though.
it. It was
It's
the
such a short
positivity
time.
behind it. I definitely see where you going with it from it.
In that
It's
same
the,
era.
It's the way he took the negativity and turned it into the positive. You see what I'm
It's-
Gives
saying? It
people
was
inspiration
perfect.
and
It's
all of that.
crazy.
Yes.
It's so inspiring because under the atmosphere of drill dominance in Chicago, all that energy of drill, there was
So
one
negative
person.
though.
It's okay. It was negative, but in there was Juice WRLD.
Right.
Blowing
Right. You're
up
right.
the
You're
wall.
right. You're right.
Hey,
Blowing
that's
up the wall.
goated. Hey, that's goated the way to think like that, man.
Man,
That's
blowing
crazy.
up the world. And I'm like,
That's
no, I
different.
need to attach myself with this guy. I need to attach myself with his music, with his sound, and put his name on it. Put the whole creativity on it. So we got a couple of artists, and he's gonna be next. No, I told him already. Look,
Shout out to y'all.
We definitely trying to do what Beyonce did to house music and got Grammy for it.
Amen.
And she's not from Chicago.
So where can people find your music? Where can people search you up and find you at and search your artists and find what you're trying to put out to the world and develop today?
The new artist, his name is Young Fly, like Fly Money. Google Young Fly
Shout
Money.
out Young
on
Fly
Facebook.
Money, man. We'll definitely check him
Young
out.
Fly Money is the first artist that I put energy to develop that sound, Shy for Real on. So
The
the reason
Juice,
why we are
aka
here,
the Juice World
Yeah.
Sound.
I
And
don't
if
know
any
if you guys
artist
music.
and any
That is
artists
beautiful,
want to
man.
come to you for artist development, where can they find you personally?
talk to a friend and talk to a friend, they will tell you.
Hey,
He's
talk-
exclusive. Y'all can't get
Y'all
that
ain't getting that
information
unless
so
y'all
easy.
go through the artist,
Okay.
man.
Yeah, because I don't come chasing people I don't have. God send them to me.
That's facts.
I just make
Amen.
what God sends to me, and I'm more wiser now because at drill time it was Smiles, Young Child, Pez Bula, DJ Chasu. They were young. These guys
Shout
were
out
like
those
16,
artists,
17.
man. Those are
You
some
know,
names
shout out
right
to
there.
them. You know, like they're the reason why I'm here today. You know, like they did so well with what they were taught and what they have. You know, and I learned a lesson from there. They were young. Now I don't do young people no more. You know, if you are 18 and under, you got to have a little bit of high school or some more college. At least we're gonna do.
He
business.
wants you to have some education first,
You know,
guys. He wants
so-
you to understand how to articulate your sentences and form them and know the difference between there, and there.
Exactly.
Definitely. What we could find, what we could definitely find you at, like on social medias. What's the name that you got to put everybody? You know,
Man, the
They
real,
were-
the real Uncle Bruce on social.
Real
on,
Uncle Bruce.
Facebook and on Instagram.
The
Facebook
real
and
Uncle
Instagram.
Bruce on Facebook
See,
and
y'all know
Instagram.
where
Y'all
to
heard
find
that,
them,
man.
man.
Y'all
Y'all
already
know
know
where
where
to
to find them. They already said they tags. You already know what they do. Artist development and man, you want something
It's
to put
crazy
you
out
out
here.
there?
They
For
changing the
Chicago,
streets.
man. Chicago artists, tune in. They got you.
They got that Juice World sound ready for y'all, man.
Okay.
The
Next,
Chicago
I gotta
for
talk
real.
about a few of my artists, though. They'll kill me if I don't.
Most definitely. Shout out your artists.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Shout out your
So,
artist.
our next big artist name is Next Up Nate. Next Up Nate.
Next up, Nate.
And Next Up Nate is a music that you heard. You know, I think, you know, after Young Fly Money and Next Up Nate, Chicago is gonna really like be on the map.
Most
You
definitely,
know?
man.
So shout out to Next Up Nate for letting me tear him down and build him back up. This
Amen.
thing-
Shout out
Yes.
Next Up
Thank you
Nate,
for trusting
man.
that process. Next up, Nate. All right.
And then my other female MC, Keisha Capri.
Keisha
I can't say
Capri.
that too much. You know
Hey,
you don't.
Keisha Capri, if you
know
ever need a
don't.
makeup artist for any of your videos, hit me up.
Yes,
I
Y'all wanna
got
work
you.
G, I'm
Yes,
heavy.
yes.
You
Yeah,
already
we
know
drop
that.
a single
Us
up
girls
on
need
her.
to stay
you
together.
know.
I got you.
She has a single out on social media, on YouTube. You know, apply pressure. You know,
Apply
which
pressure.
Normally, you see, I do all the artist development, the engineering, the mixing and everything, and mastering. I send it to the top company in Atlanta. So everything we do is on a high level. You know.
That's
So-
why he's so exclusive, man. 'Cause he
Definitely.
doing
That's why you gotta
everything at
find
the
out from a
top.
friend of a friend of a friend, okay?
You can't just get in where you fit in, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all don't fit into that category.
Yeah, not everything that comes easy is not worth following, okay? Because for me, it's been a long battle, a long journey. And I've been patient with God because God told me I had opportunity in LA, you know, in 1979. And had I taken that opportunity, I would have made a lot of money and I would not be here today. I can guarantee you that. But God said to me, God tested me and he said, I know you're going to turn back and run to Chicago. I said, yeah, I am. And he said, but
Absolutely. That's our city.
and
That's
God told me,
beautiful.
but you know it's going to take you a very, very long time to get to the same point you are here in LA. I said, okay, I'm going to
That
leave. I'll
sacrifice
leave.
right there, man. That
So I gave
sacrifice
up the
for our
opportunity in
city.
LA to Chicago.
So, man, shout out. Man, that's different on sacrifice, man. Shout out Unc Bruce. Shout out Ben Funkman, man. We definitely appreciate y'all
Shout out
blessing the room
Keisha
with y'all.
Capri.
wisdom,
Shout out
man.
some of the artists like
Listen.
Nate, Young
Next
Fly
up,
Money.
Nate, Young
Time is
Fly
up.
Money.
Man,
Let's
shout
go.
out his
Yup.
artists, man.
get it.
UGTV. Y'all heard it here first. My favorite co-host. Let's do it. Bro.
on Puerto Rican.creative. You already know what it is. You create, I design. Thank you, UGTV, and thank you, UGTV Radio.
Ben Funkman. I'm here vibing with Urban Grind Radio. You all know how I feel about Urban Grind Radio, okay? You don't know. You know, I know we got all the radio stations, but Urban Ground Radio is the strongest independent radio. And since I'm independent, I mess with them. I love them. You all should tune into Urban Ground Radio and support to the fullest, man, because they're going to be the front line in the shine for real music worldwide. So, hey, Urban Ground Radio, much love and peace.